feel like. Let's give it a couple days. I think it was only at like 6,000, but it had only been up for a couple, like 12 hours.
Ted Mundorf asked, but tell me if this is pushing. Ted Mundorf, do you know who that is? Runs Landmark Theaters.
Oh, yeah, that Ted.
He's on the board.
Uh-huh.
Offered a screen at the Landmark for the night after the premiere, 300, like if...
I don't know if we can do that as an auction item.
Not an auction item, but just like...
Just as
could they sell tickets to that for a film? Is that too much?
We can ask.
Right.
I mean, it's up to me, but we can ask.
I mean, if we don't hit we have to hit this. We're in such trouble.
I know. I thought we would hit it, so I don't know why it's... But I think it's because it just got there.
Right,
Eric,
right.
if I could have you slate, please, then you have 8 minutes.
Hi, it's Eric, generic for Summit.
Whenever you're ready.
So, Bill, coming aboard these movies...
Oh, not that question! Oh, God! It is every
Is that
time
the first question you get out of
the boring
everyone?
people.
It is?
And then all the good ones don't ask that, but we've been joking about it all day.
Really? But I think it's the one that because I'm doing it for other people who aren't here, who are around the country, I'm like, there's the questions that I would ask.
Right.
I'm trying to at least cover at the beginning the ones I think people want to know.
Right. No, it was definitely a challenge.
Well, also, I think in some ways it's like a Bond movie, you know? I mean, the Bond movie, the movie's always changed and you kind of inherit.
Yeah.
There's certain things you inherit.
Right.
And that gives you some sort of creativity within confines, and then there's things that you get to go off and do, like cast 20 new vampires.
Right. No, exactly. I think what was interesting here, first of all, I'd like the fact that all the previous movies had different directors, with very different styles, and here it was a chance to make 2 movies which were very different, just one to the other, But yeah, I think what was exciting about Breaking Dawn 2 was that this was a chance to work with a new cast. We cast, 30-some new vampires, and that kind of brought a new energy to the whole experience.
Taking this on, I think this is one of, and some people don't like the word franchise, I guess, depending on what part of the business you're on, but, really with a strong female character, with a strong point of view, who literally was real in so many ways, in a fantastical world, but was a real teenager with sort of a real problems and a real personality, who wasn't a weak teenager, but was a real girl. And then it's become something so big. What did you feel about coming into that and sort of trying to honor?
Well, it's one of the interesting challenges of Breaking Dawn 2. In all the other movies, you've had these vampires, which, let's face it, they act in a very strange way. They don't sit, they don't drink coffee or Coke, or they don't breathe. So Bella was always your way into that. Bella was as familiar a girl as anybody you'd ever meet. But now our lead character is one of them. So this is a different experience entirely. But I think it's really something Kristen worked hard at. She knew, okay, now I'm going to be a vampire and I'm going to behave in a certain way, but she knew that she had to maintain her relatability, So all those things that we've grown to know and love about Bella, they get translated into this new character, but they're still there. So that and I think the fact that we've been able to go on this journey with her to get to this transformation makes us feel very invested in her, But yeah, having a woman at the center of this franchise, I think, has been the key to its success, and even here, there's a scene that ends the book that also ends the movie that is a perfect example, I think, of why this has been so successful, and it's a real tribute to what Stephenie Meyer invented. Edward became interested in Bella because he couldn't read her. When he first met her, he couldn't immediately understand, which is kind of a good metaphor for, when you get romantically attracted to somebody, it's because there's some mystery to them, that you want to solve. That across this movie becomes an actual power. When she's a vampire, that becomes a shield that then she's able to use to protect her entire family, But then at the end of the series, at the end of all this, it comes back to something so incredibly human, which is what happens with the person that you're in love with. When does that intimacy really happen? It's when they lower their shield and they let you see who they really are. And it took the whole course of this movie to get there. And to me,